it's weird because like you get older and you just have to accept your parents for who they are. And if you don't, you're gonna have that like that wall between you guys, and you're gonna be upset and angry, and you can't forgive them. You won't be able to forgive them because I think you have to accept them for who they are. They're not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you know, as maybe it is a sad attempt, but like our parents did the best that they could
Yeah, and they have trauma
for
too.
from their trauma.
Yes.
And that's just like the reality of it is that like maybe it's not the best for you, or maybe it's not good enough for you, but like they did the best that they could.
Yeah.
And I think especially because our parents were born into this time where like there was that like everyone had that thought of like, oh, if you go to therapy, you're crazy.
Something's wrong with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, no one
And
was going.
so no one was going to get help, and everyone's just like, especially I don't know what generation that is. They're like Generation X.
I guess.
That's our parents' age. We're on like 50,
Or the
60 right now.
Yeah, they're not. They're before millennials.
Yeah. So that's our parents, and
Yeah.
they never went to get help.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're all fucked up.
Yeah.
They're like, they're addicts. They're like doing all this crazy shit. They're
They
like
don't know what's wrong with it. They don't understand their own
because also,
behaviors.
and that I think like a lot of addiction comes from that generation as well, because like they don't know how to cope because they didn't go get help for their mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And so they become addicted because that's what makes them feel better to cope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's like not necessarily just like drugs. Maybe it's like other shit too. That's bad, gambling. I don't know,
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's just
Yeah. All addictions, even if it's healthy, is still an addiction. Like working out is an addiction.
yeah.
That can still be a bad addiction.
Are you addicted to anything?
Well, I was addicted to working out. Like I recently kind of got over it, but like last year or like 2 years ago, if I didn't work out like once a day, I was in a really bad mood. And I thought like my day was trash. So I relied on it because of like how good it made me feel.
Mm.
But like that's like crazy addiction. You don't have to work out every day. Like
Yeah.
you should be able to feel good without having to work out.
Yeah, you don't
And
have to be like in beast mode all the time.
yeah, but I mean, even though it's healthy, it's like you shouldn't have to rely on something because what if that's taken away from you? Then what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Like you're gonna
exactly.
be depressed because you can't do
Work
this.
out. Like what happens if you get your fucking legs amputated?
Exactly. Then
You're just
that would
gonna
be like the
be
end
just
of the
all
world.
arms.
Just all I would go swimming. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like anyway, addictions. I guess that's a good way to see like what are you addicted to. Like if it was taken away from you, like how severely
It would like impact you and like how
impact your
you
life.
yeah.
Yeah, like are you gonna be okay? Um, but yeah, I guess our parents did have certain addictions.
Like at this point, like we can help ourselves because we have access to resources a little bit more than they do, and like the stigma of therapy is starting to like be a
Yeah,
little more normalized.
yeah,
Um, but at that point, like for them, they're not going to change, and like you kind of just have to accept them for who they are. And that's
mm-hmm.
up to you, obviously. Like
Exactly.
you don't have to, but I think for me personally, it's just going to make me feel better to accept them for who they are. I want my
Oh yeah,
parents in my life, and
for sure. That's the way I felt too because I didn't talk to my dad for like I don't know, maybe almost 3 years. And it wasn't until I moved to Oregon that I was in like a deep sadness that I was like, okay, I need to talk and reach out to him because I feel like shit and like I can't imagine how he feels not being able to talk to like his kids.
yeah,
So I was like, I know it's gonna take a lot out of me, but I'm gonna do it. And I did it and it was hard, but like he was so happy and I just forgave him.
yeah,
I was like, you know what? Like I can hold on to the anger, but it doesn't feel good. And
yeah,
and I already felt like shit. So I was like, if I could get rid of this, then yeah. So I just freaking forgave him because who knows like what traumas he went through. Like I really don't know.
Yeah.
And
And
especially being a guy.
I feel like it takes like more energy to be mad at someone than
Hmm.
to just like kind of forgive them. Obviously, I think that depends on every situation, but
Yeah.
in this case, like your dad, you
For
just
me, it was easier to forgive, but that's kind of like my personality
yeah,
too. Because some people might feel better
to
to
just
not
like drop it and
to just leave it and be upset and not let that person back in their life, which could be healthy for some people too.
that's true because sometimes you need to have your boundaries and just like, you know,
Yeah,
not let that enter your life like
boundaries are also
that.
really important. And yeah.
Yeah, but like you were saying, about like guys
Mhm.
not being able to cope as well as women, I want to say.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
That's a
And that
huge
it's not
thing.
like acknowledged or talked about a lot.
Like
So,
still, yeah. And dude, it was crazy cuz working with the boys, the kids, these boys talk to each other like
what
they're
boys, what kids,
the kids I worked with, they're 13, 14.
what were you doing?
I was a residential counselor working with them and just being their support basically for like everything, like just their daily life. And it wasn't like their therapist, like we were just literally like their support. Like they can
Yeah.
talk to us about anything, like whatever their needs are. We play games together. So I would watch them, like I would just observe them sometimes. I would like back away and I'm watching them like play basketball, and these boys like they're so mean to each other. They just bully the heck out of each other, but that's how they earn like rank and respect.
Oh yeah.
So whoever can like talk the most trash about someone is like higher status. And as someone who's like a lower status, like maybe you're new in the group or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you have to take it.
Mm.
You have to take it and you can't say anything about it. Even if you're gay or whatever you are, you like they have like this mutual understanding of like,
Like
yeah, like
rules.
I have to be bullied in order for me
Yeah.
to like it's basically like an
Like a
initiation.
gang type of thing
Yeah.
because like you have to be initiated to be in this gang,
Hmm.
and once you enter or you're accepted you get like the crap beaten out of you and
Yeah,
you get
that's like
fucked
how
up.
real gangs are. And it
Yeah.
it wasn't like that severe, but like I'm sure they would have beat up some of the kids for initiation, but so the kid who's like really sweet boy, he was just taking it and taking it.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You suck at basketball," like just constantly making fun of him, and he was like he was trying to get better though. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't like telling them stuff because he knows they're higher status, and like it's just bullying, 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 bullying.
Yeah.
And I was like, this wouldn't happen with like a bunch of girls. Like if it was a bunch of girls, someone would have started crying already.
Yeah.
Somebody would have left. Like there'd be like a whole big drama. But men are kind of like,
Well, the
no,
thing
we have to be
also
tough.
is like I feel like a huge thing about girls is they're like manipulative. Girls are a lot smarter than men. So like
True.
girls know how to like hurt you through emotions and
Mm,
like mentally how to fuck with you.
mhm.
And I think that's even like scarier sometimes because guys are
Mhm.
like dumb and they just like to hit each other and
Yeah,
shoot each
they just
other.
like to call each other names and get physical. Where women will get more
Yeah.
into the like the
Or
emotional
they'll
part of it.
pretend women will pretend to be your friend and then fucking set you
Mm,
up. Did you hear about that girl that her and her friends went to Mexico and then they beat the
yeah,
shit out of her
yeah, I heard
and they
something.
killed her
Yeah,
and she thought those were her friends.
yeah, dude.
That was fucked up.
That's
The
that's so
fact that a
sad.
girl can like go to a different country with these people thinking that they're her friends and
Mhm.
fucking not even come back, like
Yeah,
that's some other shit. But
that's pure evil right there. So girls are more manipulative and fake. They know how to be fake with you.
I
And
think yeah, and obviously not all girls, but I think like that's something I've recognized like being a
mhm.
girl. Like
Hmm.
learning about girls' behaviors and shit. Like that shit's
Mhm.
scary.
Yeah. I mean, I've personally never had someone like, I don't think I have like had someone pretend to like me for like some certain reason,
Yeah.
or like a certain jealousy, but I've seen many girls who are like the same kind of like status or whatever,
Mm.
and they're both competing against each other,
Yeah.
but they're also like, we're best
Yeah, I've seen
friends.
that shit. It's scary.
Yeah.
I've also like had the experience where like girls feel threatened
Mm,
and like they'll either be like a dick to me for no reason or they're gonna like pretend to be my friend and like try to get shit out of me. And that
mm.
scares me. Like I have like trust issues.
Yeah, to
So
like be your friend and see what your like weaknesses are, like what how can they whatever expose you
yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Dude, girls are
They're
crazy.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. So the I guess I mean as I was watching the boys, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I wouldn't be able to deal with this. Like I'm way
Yeah,
too sensitive for
yeah.
that." But in a way, it's like primitive, but like I think it's more survivable.
But possibly, I guess like if you have like the strength and you're a little bit more muscular and taller, like I think maybe you can survive it. But still, I don't know. I don't know what's worse. Like,
Yeah.
getting your mind fucked up or like getting hurt physically.
I mean, even for the boys, I feel like it was more mental because you can definitely
But also, yeah,
you
sorry.
could tune out.
I yeah, I would also, include like that mentally fucks with you.
Mhm.
Like you're saying, they don't really hurt each other that much, but
Mhm.
like they'll say shit that
Yeah,
hurts
because
them.
they can't touch each other, so they have to say mean things. But I think once you get to learn like how to ignore it, then you're
Yeah.
fine. You have to be mentally strong for that too. But they're not like trying to go behind your back
But you
and
know what? I know I said all this shit about like girls and stuff because it's true, but also like guys are fucked up too and fake. I'm not gonna like
mm,
not say that they're not fake because they are.
yeah.
I knew these two guys that are still best friends, I think. And one guy and his girlfriend, they broke up and his best friend started hanging out with the girlfriend.
Mm,
And the other guy didn't know. And they were just like him and the girl were hanging out. And I don't know what happened. Supposedly they might have been hooking up. I don't know.
they were.
But anyway, that was like a rumor that could or could possibly not be true. And the guys are still best friends. So
But they don't know about it.
the guy that had the original relationship, he knows.
Oh, and they're still
They're
friends.
still friends. They're still best
See,
friends.
guys are weird like that, dude.
And they're fucking fake. Like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna, especially this is already being an adult, not like in your childhood. So this was like a relationship that
Mm,
him and this guy, or the guy and the girl were with each other for like years, living together
what
too
the
at
heck?
some point.
That's crazy.
And then his best friend was all slimy and
Yeah.
try to
I'm
like,
sure that's happened a lot too. So,
but that's the thing is that like guys don't talk about it. So they
mhm.
just keep saying they're best friends, but like
Mhm.
I don't think
They might hate each other.
I don't think you're supposed to do that
Yeah.
entirely.
That's like a hidden code between all friendships. So, both guys and girls are
Fake.
manipulative, fake, slimy, but I feel like men are more like bullies
Hmm.
and women are like disguised.
They're
They're
psychological
like, yeah,
bullies.
they're like undercover bullies,
Oh, well, my thing too is like girls like telling other girls like, "Oh, you look so cute," and this and that.
like mean
And I'm
girls.
yeah, like that's like for real like serious shit.
Mm,
Like, "Oh, you look so cute," knowing damn well that you're only saying that because you're not threatened by the girl.
mm-hmm.
That happens a
Or
lot.
they could be threatened and still just saying that.
Or they're saying it when the girl doesn't look cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they just
Yeah.
feel less threatened so they like give the compliment because
Mm-hmm.
like it makes them feel better.
Yeah. Like, my old roommates when we worked at Trader Joe's, they would always be like, oh, that person doesn't like me, like a new person or whatever. They're
Mm.
like, yeah, she doesn't like me either. And I'm like, how do you know they don't like you?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, she doesn't talk to me, and she just like kind of gives me like a weird look. And I'm like, well, I talk to her fine. You know,
Yeah.
what's the difference between me and you? You know, there's no difference. And I was like, what if they're just intimidated by you guys?
Yeah.
You know, like
Or socially awkward.
maybe they're awkward, like they're new, obviously.
Yeah.
They're obviously intimidated by you guys because you've been here longer and they're new.
Yeah.
But that comes off to some people as, oh, they don't like me.
Or like bitchy or
Yeah,
like,
they
yeah.
do. They would assume that they're like bitchy. And like for me, I don't think maybe these people are intimidated by me because I'm not new,
Yeah.
but I don't automatically think like, oh, why didn't this person say hi to me? Oh, mate, because they're probably freaking shy,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
And I know how it is to be new.
Yeah.
So I'm going to initiate conversation. But I feel like girls automatically go to like, they don't like me, they are an asshole or whatever.
It's
Like, think
also
the worst.
it like I know it's not said enough either, but it also makes a difference if that new person is attractive. Because if
Yeah,
she's attractive and quiet, then
way
it's like
worse.
she's a bitch completely.
Yeah, but no, it was like for anybody. Like, even if they weren't attractive, it was like they're just like a new person and we don't know anything about them, so we're
And
gonna assume that they
yeah,
suck.
the main thing too is that like a girl can't get away with that without being called a bitch a lot of the times. But like if a guy's quiet, like, oh, he's just shy.
He's like mysterious
Yeah.
and shy. Yeah.
And then they like will go out of their way to try to know this person, this guy,
Mhm.
which is
Mhm.
really annoying, you
Yeah.
know?
Why is it okay for a guy to be shy, but when a girl is shy, she's like bitchy?
Yeah. Like we always give a pass to like guys and allow
Yeah.
them to be themselves, but with a girl you have to
Mhm.
be a fucking circus act.
Yeah. Guys can get away with way more for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yep.
Maybe because like we assume they're dumber. We're like, oh, they're kind of slow.
They're just shy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't cut them a break at all. I'm like, I don't even. For me, I was biased with the guy, so I was like, this guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been like a socially awkward person, so
Like in general
just
for
in general, I've
everything.
always had problems.
Yeah, but have you ever met someone and like if they're not talking to you, you're like, oh, they don't like me.
No, because I like to zone out a lot and like I don't like to talk that often anyway, unless
Mm,
I'm already comfortable. So no, I don't think so.
yeah.
I guess that's also kind of very like insecure and like
Mhm.
if you're doing that, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like, why do you care that they're not talking to you? Like, what
Mhm.
if they're going through some personal shit or like,
Yeah, why what's it all about you? Like
yeah.
who cares? Like that's how I am and I guess that's why I get along with most people.
Oh, must be nice.
You don't get along with most people.
I don't know. I feel
You
like
just hate everyone.
that's
I
um
feel like you do.
I do hate everybody, but I also am nice to a lot of people generally. It's not until I started like sensing like weirdness or tension towards me when they're
Mm,
directly saying things to me
yeah.
when I'm like, okay, I don't know if I like you or trust
Hmm.
you. So,
But do you automatically like people?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a judgment. I'm not like a judgmental person in that sense
Hmm.
until I actually like get to know them when I become judgmental.
Yeah, and then you're like,
I don't like
I
you.
hate them.
Yeah.
They eat weird or
Yeah.
something.
But that's after already like talking to a person, and like
Hmm.
hearing what they have to say.
Yeah.
Also, I think like it's a defense mechanism for me to like
Hmm.
stay quiet because I think it allows me to not have people judge me. They don't have a lot to say when I don't say anything.
For sure.
So
Yeah. If you're gonna stay quiet, no one's gonna know about you. No one can say like, "Oh, they're stupid" or something
yeah,
like that.
they're just gonna say I'm a bitch, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they say about you.
Yeah, is that what they're telling you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, no one calls me a bitch.
No,
Everyone,
I'm saying is that what they're telling you that I'm a
yeah, people
bitch?
are telling
Yeah,
me like off after all these
all the time.
years, they're like that girl Alexis. You still talk to her?
She's a
I'm like,
bitch.
no. What the heck?
Who's that?
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's what people still say about you.
You can't, Dove. You can't leave these pauses that long because then it gets too weird.
I
And
didn't do it.
you're leading
The
the
conversation. Okay,
conversation
then I'm gonna
today.
ask you the questions.
No.
What? That's the point.
These are scary questions.
Okay. Anyway, what? How do you think trauma is affecting everyone
Um, that's such,
in the
how do you
whole
think it's
world?
affecting the world? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a pretty hard question. How is
All right, let's
trauma
get smaller.
affecting me?
I
Um,
didn't ask
tell my lawyer.
that.
Um, I think you know what, like as unfortunate as like trauma is, you if you're able to like make it out alive, I think you'll be a better person. It's a little embarrassing because I feel like your mom's listening. She's probably like,
Dumb girls.
She's like, trauma, what do they know?
They don't know about trauma. Yeah, I mean, compared to like some people, we don't, but
What?
we
Trauma?
don't. Yeah, but
I have drama.
don't
Like serious drama.
talk about drama. Uh,
What about you?
how do I think it's affecting me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, like I was saying earlier, I think that me drinking so much in my early 20s, I think I did because I was dealing with trauma the wrong way.
Yeah.
Trauma from like going through years of being confused and not getting any
Mm.
answers. Like in high school, I don't know about you, but I was confused the whole
You
time.
know what? Like, what do you mean, like, confused with like your sexuality or with just like life?
Like life and like my future, and I'm like, I don't
Okay.
know what people are talking about, like
Okay.
with school stuff. And I was like, am I supposed to like be doing something that I'm not? Like,
I can't say that I felt like I don't necessarily want to say I was like confused, but like
yeah, okay.
I do want to say I was like no, you know what? I went to high school thinking I wasn't gonna do a lot and I wasn't capable of a lot anyway.
Mm.
And I just wanted money, so I wanted to just do
Work.
yeah, I wanted to be like a dental assistant or a dental hygienist, whatever.
Right.
And I just wanted to do a trade,
Oh.
and that was like my goal, like
Oh,
in
you
high
had
school.
goals?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had
That's
goals.
good.
um, also like a lot. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people didn't expect a lot from me.
Me
So
neither. At that
so
being at that school.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially like my counselor and like
Yeah.
he told me I wasn't gonna go to college and
Yeah.
why did I want to go to art
Your
school?
your counselor sounded really
Yeah.
sucky. Mine
I
was
remember
trash
his
too, but
last name was like Garcia.
that could
So
be
if there's
anybody.
anyone out there named Garcia, fuck
You
you.
you and your school counselor,
It's
you
probably
suck.
my uncle or something. But
Yeah, you're probably related
yeah.
distantly.
You know my family on my dad's side, like our real last name is Garcia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
What do you mean your real last
yeah,
name?
and so like apparently
What?
like my grandpa's dad, I think he like was involved in like a murder or some serious shit.
What? You guys changed your
So they
last name.
changed their last name.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that's good your last name's not Garcia.
Now, right.
Yeah, because
'Cause
Chavez is better for some reason.
yeah, so anyway, my counselor told me I wasn't going to
Dude,
college.
that's
And
crazy.
I was just like, or oh, because I really like painting and stuff. And he was like, "Why are you gonna go to art school? You're not gonna make any money." And just like,
Dude,
fuck,
that's rough.
tough crowd
Yeah, for sure. I don't remember my counselor even saying
talking to
words
you.
to me. Yeah, like
It was like the Peanuts gang. It's like, wah, wah,
yeah,
wah.
like she probably said a few things and I was just like out the other ear. Like but like really she wasn't trying to help me,
Yeah.
and I think I also wanted to go. No, actually I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. But I do know that everyone was focused on like the smarter kids,
Yeah.
and like for the rest of us, we were just like, okay, like just graduate.
Just get through, yeah.
But it sucked because when I was in middle school, I got really, really good grades and I
Mm-hmm.
was doing really well.
Yeah.
And then why when we go to high school? And obviously, because there's more students and stuff, so
Yeah.
they can't help you, can't focus on you.
Yeah.
But that's why I want to be a school counselor, by the way. And
It's a full circle.
so going through like the years of that and then going into college, I was kind of still confused because I knew I wanted to do film and photography, but like my family was like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It was more of my family
You know,
telling
my
me.
family also told me, they're like, you can do that maybe later on in life.
Yeah, they weren't supportive
But
of like the arts.
yeah, because it wasn't
Yeah.
gonna make money.
Yeah, all because of like the money. So I was like, okay, I'll do something like more practical, like accounting.
Yeah, and that
And
worked out.
that didn't do so well. So then I think after that, I was just gave up actually. And then we were just drinking all the
Yeah, we were
time.
drinking a lot
And I also moved a lot growing up. Like I probably moved like 10 times.
in your whole life,
No, I mean,
just when you
up
were young.
until like high school, yeah, like
Okay.
10 times. And even since I've known you, I've moved a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've never had like a stability. So,
Mm.
I obviously we were all drinking, so it was fine. But I remembered like really, really just only wanting to.
Obviously, we were drinking and everything was fine. But
Yeah, there was the wheelchair
oh God,
incident,
yeah.
but
No, I mean, obviously, we both had problems that we just weren't talking about
yeah, and
as like 20-year-olds.
yeah, I think we
Um,
would end up talking about it like eventually, but we'd
yeah.
be really drunk.
And now we can't remember those conversations.
No.
Yeah, I would say a lot of it had to do with like self-esteem for me. A lot of
Yeah.
it had to do with probably like just like bullshit that was going on at home with
Mhm.
like my parents and I don't know. I think that's enough to drink. Like
Yeah, especially the self-esteem thing because you're saying you would get anxious around like groups of
people.
people, so
Yeah.
obviously drinking was like making
Yeah,
it.
I have like social anxiety and I kind of
Yeah.
still do, but it's like not as severe and I don't need
Mhm.
like to run to alcohol. And
Mhm.
I think like what we mentioned is like the good thing is that like we knew we were just having a good time also, which is why we're not alcoholics now.
Yeah, I thought we were though for a little while.
I was never worried entirely. There was like some kind of moments like I already knew I had to get my shit together and like I said like my mom was like you're just going through a phase so she believed in me so with
Yeah,
that
that probably helped.
I was just like I'm not going to be a fucking loser like
Yeah.
um and I knew you weren't going to be a loser either like I just like that's we're
Yeah.
pretty decent people not saying that losers aren't decent people but
Yeah,
like I just feel like we just still have more to do with our lives anyway. So it was just a phase, I think. And
for sure.
that was how we were coping with like,
We were
just
just
like,
coping, yeah.
yeah, with
Because high
like,
school was itself is traumatizing.
in a way, like, we were just like, we didn't even try to go to like universities and like that was an expectation after high school.
Yeah.
And we were just like, I don't know. I honestly didn't want to go to college.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
wanted to do a trade school or
Yeah.
like
Then you would have been good if you did that too, probably.
yeah. But after a while what happened is I tried to do a trade program at PCC and then
Mm.
the counselor was like, "Well, you still have to finish your GEs." And then I was
Mm.
like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is why I wanted to do a
Yeah.
trade. Like, why do I have to do my GEs?" And then that's when I was like,
Uh,
"I'm just gonna go to college. Like, what the fuck?
I'm already this far.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do my
Yeah.
GEs, I'm gonna just get a degree."
Yeah. After going so far into college, the counselor at PCC is actually really good because
Yeah,
she's
fuck
like,
them.
well, they helped me one time. They were like, "You've taken all these psychology classes. Why don't you just major in psychology to graduate like
Yeah.
next spring or whatever?" And I was like, "I like psychology." So yeah, like found some middle ground. But Anyway, I'm gonna kind of change the topic
Yeah.
because you did bring up something. You said it was I confused about my
Oh yeah,
sexuality,
that was a good point.
and I don't really talk about like my gayness that much.
Yeah. Why not?
Um, I don't know because it's kind of like self-explanatory. Like
You're like, I got the haircut.
I'm just gay. But it is very interesting to me because I didn't come out in high school.
Right.
And I think part of it was like I wasn't ready because I didn't know really for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also scared because there's like no one that was gay at our school.
I feel like there are and there were
There
gay
weren't a
people.
lot though,
Yeah, I
dude. And it was
guess.
not acceptable. We didn't even have gay friends.
I had a gay friend one time. He was
What, see?
one time.
One time, dude.
No, that's not true. I had a friend and he was really cool and he was like a big bear to me. I know I'm not
Okay.
supposed to use that word in like gay terms, but like
Yeah.
he was like a big guy and like the thing is he got bullied a lot. And
See, there you go.
he was yeah, I guess that's true, you're right. Um but he ended up doing so bad in school because of like just trying to fit in that he got kicked out.
That
And
sucks, dude. See, that could have been me.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess, but I don't think your mom would have let you.
yeah. I think if I were to have come out, like, it would have been like, I don't know. I don't think I would have been ready to even like have a girlfriend.
Yeah,
Um, but also I feel like people would have judged me. But I don't know.
but yeah, I guess it would take a lot for you because you're still young, so you actually do care what people think about you during that time when you're
Yeah,
in high
I
school.
guess I did
And
care.
like, yeah, everybody cares in high
Yeah,
school. Like, I cared what
yeah.
people thought of me in high school, and
Mhm.
it's like
You just
it's just
care.
like you want to fit in because you don't want to be weird, and you
I
don't.
didn't want to be weird, and the perfect time for me to come out would have been when I was in uh all girls school because
It would have made more sense.
because like all a lot of the girls there were gay.
Yeah,
So I could have been like, "Hey, I'm gay too."
yeah, I guess that's true.
But for some reason I didn't. And I think it's cuz everyone expected me.
Did you have like a lot of friends that were gay or like
Not like my close friend group, no. But there was like a lot that I was
mm,
like cool with, you
yeah.
know? And like even some of them would tell me like, "Oh, like you're gay."
They would tell you that?
Yeah,
How
there's been people
funny.
that told me that and I was like, "No, I'm not." Like I've had a boyfriend and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's actually been a lot of people in my life that told me that. And I always like kind of knew, but then I was like, "No, I'm not ready to accept that whole world of."
Did you would tell yourself you weren't ready or just like
I didn't
you
feel like I was ready. Like I remember this one girl at the all girls school, she like kind of liked me, but like I don't know, like she kind of like tried to flirt with me and
mm.
it made me feel so weird. And I was just like, "Oh my god, like get away from me." So I think I was just like way too young.
To like understand maybe or like
Yeah, to
um
like have that like whatever it was relationship. And also like all my friends are like super like I guess girly.
mhm,
They were all into boys, so I felt like I had to like fit
be
in with.
into
I had to
boys.
be
Yeah.
into it too. Like my friend Mariah, like she was with that guy Jake. So
That guy
I
Jake. I don't know who Jake
this
is.
guy
Jake
this
from State Farm.
yeah, this guy named Jake, and he had his best friend was Dylan.
hmm
So I was like, oh cool, I'll date Dylan.
Wait, Dylan. Oh,
Yeah,
I was like,
so
wait, who's Dylan?
you knew Dylan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I didn't realize you were talking about that Dylan. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so there's a lot of peer pressure
Yeah.
during that time, dude. So that's my story.
Yeah,
And
the thing is, like, I don't know. For me, I've always felt, I know this actually doesn't translate or relate that much, but it has to do with feeling like accepted and feeling
mm,
like I don't know, finding your people to feel like I don't know, related to or relatable.
yeah,
Anyway, I I was thinking about it how like I actually have never felt comfortable with like cool people or like attractive people. Like I don't feel like those are my people. I feel like more comfortable with like weird people,
yeah.
not the ugly people. just like weirder people. Like I
Mm,
feel like also more comfortable with ghetto people.
mm-hmm.
I just feel like I relate to them and like I
Yeah.
know what their experience is and
Yeah, that makes sense because you're comfortable around them. You kind of grew up around them, didn't you?
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, well I did.
Yeah.
But so that's why it's like when I like meet people like that or just weird people, not like school
Mm.
shooter weird, but like just like just a little
Oh, like people like higher class, like with money.
I don't feel comfortable with those people.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
right?
No, I don't. I
Right.
don't
Yeah,
like,
that's what I thought.
yeah. I don't like rich people because they don't impress me.
And they come from a different back.
Experience,
Yeah,
yeah.
so if you
And then
don't
also there's like
understand
a
them,
sense of entitlement from a lot of those people, not
mm-hmm,
everyone, but like I've worked really hard for a lot of the things that I have, so I just feel like I get like a chip on my shoulder, and maybe it's jealousy,
mm,
but it's also just like you don't even know what you're talking about. You didn't work for that. You don't,
mm-hmm,
your parents gave you everything, and like you you just don't know what it's like to fucking hustle and to work hard and to struggle. And everyone goes through their own struggle, whether they have money or not. But like,
mm-hmm.
it's just a different experience when you don't have money,
Yeah.
you know?
So if you're meeting someone and you're like, they obviously came from a different life than me, like we're gonna be uncomfortable around
Yeah,
that because we don't understand each other.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I totally like butted into your
No, but like that does make sense in a way because we were trying to we're still trying to figure out like who are we comfortable around
yeah,
and who do we understand and who do
who
we not.
accepts us. And like
Yeah,
I'm
who
just like
accepts
kind of a
us.
weird person. And I know that sounds like obnoxious or annoying because everyone thinks they're weird now, but like I generally or genuinely, not generally, I genuinely feel like I don't think a lot. I don't think the same as like normal people.
Mm, I think
um
that's a good thing though, I think.
but I'm also not trying to be like, oh, I have a different mind, like
Mm,
I'm better than everyone because I don't think that. It's just like I don't know. I'm trying to be focused on other shit, so
yeah. Well, I
I'll,
brought that up because if people are gay, like I want to help kids who are
yeah,
gay as well because it's really not easy, dude. Like I got lucky
yeah,
with my mom being like accepting of my gayness because dude, there's so many people like girls I've dated that they can't even tell their
really.
parents.
Well, yeah,
Like the majority of them couldn't tell them. Like that sucks. You have to hide this secret from them. You have to hide like a part of your life.
yeah, and that's kind of scary because like then you can't really be yourself all the time.
No.
You have to like put up like a front. But I was gonna ask, like, did you come across like any kids that you were working with that like said they were gay or
Yeah, so one kid that I was real close with, he actually identified as a girl
okay.
and he wanted to go through like a transition when
Hmm.
he got older. So he told his mom and his mom was like, "Okay, I don't care." But like there was still something different because he's so young too. It's like, how do you are you sure?
Yeah.
Like you're literally like 13.
Hmm.
But dude, like at 13, like you know a lot about yourself
I didn't know
actually.
shit about myself.
Okay, we yeah, that's true. I mean, for me at 13, like I was like, I don't know
I
what's
didn't know
going
shit
on.
about myself. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I was probably
So
dumb, but like,
it could be a phase because of everything going on in the world right now, like all the
yeah, a lot.
pronoun things
True.
and
There's just more acceptance. So I think if you're
yeah.
like considering things, like some kids are like, maybe I'm that. Maybe
Hmm.
they are. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. There's more talk about it now, like different types of sexuality. So he could be influenced by that. But if it is true, then it sucks because he was telling me that like his brother was like making fun of him, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think it's going to be hard for him for a
Also,
long time.
Also, this is like a home, right? Like where boys live.
Hmm.
So that must be really difficult for that person to be considering transitioning with all boys and being a
Mm-hmm.
girl, that's very that's like that's like kind of similar to, or in my head, it's like being the gay guy in a prison or a jail or
Mm-hmm.
something. They all want to like fuck you or something.
Yeah, well, I know for him, he didn't like most of the boys there.
Yeah,
He like thought they were really annoying. He was very mature for his age. Um, but I think he knew he wanted to be a girl,
they
but like,
probably are a girl if
but
they're
yeah,
mature for their age.
but he didn't say like he had a crush on boys or whatever. He just I felt like he was a
Mm,
girl.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to um I don't know, I get really self-conscious of like how I use my words when I speak of this topic of like
Mm.
transitioning and transgender,
Mhm.
because like I feel like I'm always gonna fuck up, and like
Yeah.
it just feels like I don't intentionally mean to. It's just
Like
like,
you might offend somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
think that makes me feel like anxious sometimes, but I'm
mhm.
always anxious, so.
Yeah. Um I mean, I don't really feel like I'm going to offend anyone because I'm already gay.
Oh, so you think
So,
you have a pass?
I think yeah, I think since I'm like in the community,
Hmm.
like
Why'd you put quotation marks?
because like I mean, no, it's a real thing, but
You are in the
I'm in the
community.
community, but
Yeah.
like I don't feel like I really am because I don't have a lot of like gay friends or anything. Like I
Hmm.
wish I did, but whatever. Like I feel like I'm the token
Oh,
like gay person.
where?
Like with anybody.
You're the token gay.
Like in
No, I
like
can say that. My friend's gay.
yeah, I'm just like that gay person, which I think is pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, it's hard to be gay.
Yeah, I'm sure. And yeah, like lucky for you, your family was accepting of you and your
Yeah,
friends, and you got it kind of
everybody.
easy.
I had it easy and it was still kind of hard. So,
I was thinking about actually driving 3 hours over here. I don't know what reminded me of your first ex-girlfriend,
hmm,
but
that's weird.
I know. I don't remember what it was. Oh, no. I don't remember.
Okay.
But anyway, something reminded me of her, and I know like you guys don't talk or anything, or I don't know if you do, but
No, we don't.
um I know she gave you a hard time, but like there's also something to be like kind of grateful in that relationship for, and I think that's because she like was able to bring a part of you out that you
Yeah,
didn't know of.
that's true.
And so she kind of like helped you open your eyes a little more to
That's
see like
true.
who you are, and like,
Gotta give her that.
yeah, I was just saying, like that's a
Yeah,
positive way to like look at
yeah. I've
things.
thought about that because
Yeah.
it wasn't until I moved into like a whole new city and I moved out of like living with my mom and they were like, "Oh, like she's gay, like she's like openly gay, like this person,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Well, maybe I'm gay," like, and then like I started to develop. I don't know if she just started to develop a crush on me or me on her.
Mm.
Probably her on me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're so charming.
I don't know. And then I just remember telling Noreen, I was like, yeah, like there's this girl that's like a lesbian and I think I like her. So yeah, she definitely did like bring it out. And I think being in like a new place where like no one really knew me, like
Yeah.
I was able to like
It's a little easier.
it was easy for me to just like, oh yeah, I'm gay. But then like even when I told all of you guys, all my friends, they were all just like, okay.
Yeah, we knew.
No, you guys didn't. I don't know.
Honestly, I just left it out in the open. I was like, if she is, she is. If she's not, then she's not. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think that's how mostly everybody was about
yeah.
it too. So yeah, that was a good thing about that relationship, which I mean would have happened eventually.
Yeah, but I mean, I think everyone comes into your life for a reason.
Yeah, I mean I
So,
definitely don't
and if they
regret.
don't, then it's a nicer way to see things.
Yeah,
To be like, I dealt with all that bullshit, but at least there's that.
Yeah, there you should always find like something good about it, which
Yeah.
is like why
Why did I waste time?
we definitely have some questionable.
Relationships? Well,
Yes.
I definitely do. But
Yeah, and I can say that I do too, so you're not alone.
I know. But it's all a learning experience. And like from all of those like, dumbass people, I've learned what I like in a relationship and what I don't like.
Exactly.
So,
And yeah,
and
you're never gonna know unless you went through
unless you fuck up, yeah, and
all that
learn. And
bullshit.
you have to learn. That's like a thing is
Yeah, that's the hard part.
you can't stay in a relationship or you can't keep dating the same people in a different relationship if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
how like someone will like date like a fuck boy and then they break up because they cheated on them, so they date another fuck boy and
Yeah,
like,
they date the same
and it's like almost the
person.
same person because that person's still not learning. So
That's me.
that's me too.
I think I've dated this same person
Yeah.
twice.
Well, when I was in high school, I definitely dated like the
The
same
same, yeah.
people. But okay. um, but like I think like I'm in a pretty healthy relationship now.
That's
So
good, dude.
I feel like it's pretty like solid.
Yeah,
So
because you've been through enough of like the crap that you're like, okay, like red flag, like oh,
yeah,
you're done.
red flags. Yeah, what do you think is a red flag for you?
For me
Other than
personally,
someone wearing Doc Martens.
yeah. So that, that's it. Basically, if they have like no ambition, like they don't know what they want to do with their future, I've always seen that as a red flag. And
Yeah.
like, even though I've seen like the red flag, like this person's like, I don't know what I want to do, like at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's okay. Like, I don't know sometimes. But it's like, no, that's not
Yeah.
okay.
There's some people that genuinely are always like, I don't know.
Yeah, and
I
they're not
don't
even
know.
trying to
Whatever
figure
you
it out.
want.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's kind of like that. That's definitely a red flag. And then also when they, I don't know, tell me I'm not funny. No, I'm just kidding.
When someone says you're not funny,
Yeah, no.
you're
I don't know if they don't get along with your family. I feel like that's a sign.
you think so? Yeah, I
Or if they're
guess.
not even willing to.
Yeah, that is a sign for sure. If they're
Mm-hmm.
not willing to, because there's like just from my experience, like I don't know. I'm just like I really need to work on social anxiety, but like
Hmm.
I have not always had like good experiences meeting families.
Oh, okay.
It's actually usually from like the female side
Mm.
where it's like I feel like judged a lot and I
Mm-hmm.
feel um I don't know. You know how moms are really like possessive over their sons?
Mm-hmm.
So like
Especially Hispanic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've come across that
It's
experience
gotta be tough.
before.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why I'm just like I didn't have the intention of like being on a mom's shit list or
You
not.
tried, at
Yeah.
least. Yeah. Yeah, if someone's like, oh, like you go with your family, I'm gonna stay, and it's like, okay, like you need to try because,
Yeah.
especially if like family's important. To me, that's a red flag
Yeah,
because
it's
my
true.
family is very important to me. I want my significant other, my family, to get along.
Yeah.
That's just me.
No, for me too.
But I just realized something. I'm really good with parents.
I don't think I'm entirely good with parents. I think I'm a little too honest with parents.
Like
About
with yourself, or
um about like maybe just I don't know.
you're like you start getting all political, like
I mean, it's a little hard to like not get. I mean, I feel so strongly about things that
yeah,
I'm against and things that I'm not against, and like it's a
yeah.
little hard to like see past people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know you're actually not that political, right? I want to say you're like not as political as me, but
No, definitely, definitely not.
or like as opinionated.
Yeah.
So
No.
you're kind
It
of just
takes
more
me a lot
chill
more to get like worked up about something. If
things.
there's like riots going on, I'm like, all right, I'm pissed. But other than that, I'm like, okay.
You're like, what can I do?
Basically.
Um, yeah. But the reason I feel like these strong feelings is because I care a lot about things. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to look past people sometimes. Although I do respect people that respect other people's opinion. So
Mm.
like for example, if someone's like, um I wouldn't be okay with I don't know how to say that in like a non terrible way, but like for example, like old people, right? They're set in their ways already, but if they're
Mm.
like, oh, like um I don't know. I'm trying not to fuck up here. um I'm not gonna finish this
You're not? Okay.
sentence.
So I think you're basically trying to say how conservative old people are. They're not open minded.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
way, in like a more vague way. But
Okay.
like yeah, so older people are more conservative,
Yeah.
but like sometimes they'll respect still other people's like opinions or like,
Mm.
more progressive opinions,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still set in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that because I
Yeah.
think like you have to give people their respect and not everyone's gonna think like you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to just like be a nice person to other people,
Just
strangers.
be nice.
Yeah.